Hey guys, welcome to the ATP project. You're with your host, Steve and Nick.
How are you?
Good, Steve.
You got the giggles,
It took
haven't you?
about 4 takes to do that.
I love it. And 4 takes to do it. And we're going to talk about top 5 today.
We are talking about top 5s. Now, we are talking about something that we actually spoke about not long ago that came out in a podcast. So we're talking about COVID again. So we did a podcast recently on long COVID a few weeks ago. So check that out.
It was a fun one. And the reason why we're talking about COVID is I got it last week.
You did. You got COVID last week.
It was funny.
Yeah. Oh, hilarious.
Oh, it worked, as I said to you off camera, it worked out well.
Yeah, it did work out well.
We won't go into that detail, but it also worked out well because, you know, of course I'm married and the wife says, oh, go shopping, do this for me, run around, do that for me. I said, no, I can't. I don't want to kill anyone. So, I was pretty much a lot of, TV. And I still exercise. I just acted on my own, swam my own, ran on my own. So, because I wasn't sick, I just had COVID.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, and I know it's different for everybody, but to me, I'm one of the majority of people that they get COVID and it's like, big whoopee doodah. I tested positive a week today.
Oh, really?
And I was like, okay, 2 days of symptoms, and that was about it, really. And the symptoms weren't bad.
Yeah, okay. So my voice is gone. Maybe
not as bad as yours are. Just coming.
And I'm not even sick.
I know.
Not physically sick, anyway. No. So we thought, because we talked about long COVID previously, that we would do our top 5. Look, I'm going to put herbs / home remedies.
Yes.
For COVID. If you have COVID. So if you've just got the infection. So last time was if you've had it for a long time and that was a lot more scientific in depth. We'll talk about that. This is going to be some hacks.
Yeah.
Just if you're not feeling well.
Yep.
We seem to have a bit of a resurgence of COVID. I've got quite a few friends that have had it recently.
What's the latest strain called, Nick?
The latest strain apparently is called the flirt strain.
I had to make the noise.
Yeah, the flirt strain.
It is literally called the flirt strain. Because on the virus there's different receptor sites and one of them's L, one of them's R and one of them's F. So they made up the word flirt.
Yeah.
So it's not not from kissing girls or boys, whatever.
Take a lot of thought at it.
No. So but I probably had the flirt strain.
You probably did, which makes sense, Steve. Like I said, 30 years ago you would have had the flirt strain.
Oh, I had the flirt strain back then. So look, it's interesting because it makes the news, and then I'm not as interested in it as probably like people out here. People probably think now, is it still a thing? But it still makes people sick. People still can test for it.
Yeah.
I test for it because my wife's a nurse, and if she gets COVID, it's a big drama. But otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered testing for it. And the other reason I tested for it, which I won't say, but it was because. There's rat tests in there, and all rats they're called because rats are rapid antigen tests, and they're cheap, and we've got loads of them for some reason. I don't know why. And these were expired, and I thought, well, they're still working. Sure enough,
no, it's expired. Now you say, Steve, you may not even have been sick. Isn't there a bit come out about that they might not be as overly accurate as they say?
This one was because I got it, and then I got a modern one, and it was the same.
Okay.
And then recently I got an in-date one and tested 2 negatives on the weekend. So I'm completely COVID-free now, but now my immunity is very high to it.
There you go.
Because I've literally had, I know, natural. Remember that term, natural immunity?
It's buried down there somewhere in the depths of all the other.
Because, once you've had it, you build up these antibodies, IgM antibodies to it, which means that you're very unlikely to get the same thing again, like most diseases, around.
Yeah, like most viruses and things. And so, this could translate, what I'm going to talk about could translate to other viruses as well.
Of course.
Like flu virus and things like that. But we thought because you had COVID, and I've had quite a few friends had COVID recently, that it's still a thing. And so what are some things that we can do at home that I've put down that if you don't have supplements, don't have access to supplements, and also just going back to traditional natural remedies, whereas, we've sort of lost a lot of that. Food is medicine and all that sort of thing can be really helpful. So it's a bit of a different take on it.
I love it because let's say you wake up in the morning, you're feeling a bit shabby and you test yourself and you're positive. You don't just run off to Chemist Warehouse with 100 other people in the store, cough and sneeze on them and pick up some whatever you want. You've got to have home remedies.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's 2 ways around this. You can predict that you're probably maybe going to get a virus and hope get some stuff at home, which is something I do. But also, what if you don't? What if you just have stuff around the house? What do you do?
I'll talk about what you can. Sorry, completely cut you off then, Steve.
No, do it.
Things that you should get and keep in your house for like a bit of a first aid kit, and they're things that you use in your cooking and they can have there all the time. So, and you should just have them there and you can utilise them.
Exactly. Now, I even downloaded today the latest way to treat yourself with COVID. This is, because we're 4 years into the pandemic now, and what they recommend is drinking water and having rest.
Yeah.
And take paracetamol, ibuprofen, which is 2 things. Have a room with good circulation.
Circulation?
Circulation.
Yeah,
no. It's circulating. Minimise the spread and get tested. It's like, okay,
that's it.
Well, there's another one here. I won't mention that one because I don't agree with that advice. But there's another one here about getting access to antivirals. There is a drug round, which is a duplicate drug called Paxlovid, which is an antiviral that I don't know, the side effects not well known because it's a very new drug, but it's been shown to reduce COVID-19 infections.
And there are some antiviral drugs that have some not great side effects, and some mental health.
Mental health and kidney. I'm done about this one because it's so new.
Who knows?
So anyway, so
that's the medical advice.
That's the medical advice.
Drink water, take paracetamol, and
throw that.
Rest.
It's kind of like If we just said that to our readers, our listeners, they'd switch off because that's boring. What else, Nick? Number one. Well, what do you do?
Am I going first?
You go first. You're a woman. Women, ladies before gentlemen, and all that shit.
You're a gentleman, Steve.
Yeah, real gentleman.
Yeah. Okay. So number one for me, again, as I said, I'm doing home remedies. So I'm looking at food as medicine. What can we do that we have in the cupboard, or have in the fridge? And look, these foods maybe you wouldn't have in the fridge, but possibly after this maybe you should. Turmeric is one, and that's an easy one. And we've talked about turmeric so many times. But that's not really what I'm talking about, Steve.
Okay,
so don't worry.
Good.
So we'll put turmeric aside for now.
Good.
Clearly you've got turmeric in there. But, okay, so I'm going to step back a little bit and talk about a type of a protein called 3-chymotrypsin-like protease.
Oh, my God.
And that's a protein that's required for successful replication of viruses. So it's involved in the replication and assembly of the COVID virus.
It's in the enzyme classification.
Yeah. So there are some foods that actually inhibit that.
Oh, my God.
So if you can inhibit that, you can inhibit the replication of the virus.
Viruses?
Yeah. So turmeric is one of them.
Yeah.
And the other ones are horseradish.
Horseradish,
wasabi.
Wasabi. Everyone's got wasabi at home.
I love wasabi. I've had a wasabi plant. I haven't got one at the moment, but they're amazing. The leaves taste strangely like wasabi, but it's a really good plant. So you can have the plant.
I've never eaten a wasabi leaf. Is it really spot and pungent?
Yeah, it's not as pungent, but it tastes amazing if you like wasabi, I suppose. But wasabi plant, it's fantastic.
Yum.
Yeah. So horseradish.
Yeah.
That's a pretty classic one for colds and flus.
It used to be a colds and flu for runny noses. It dries you up.
Yeah, but it does inhibit that protein. So it's also decongestant and it's antimicrobial.
Yes.
So, and it's super strong. So it also clears the sinuses and things like that as well, horseradish. So if you don't have fresh horseradish, which I guess can be a little bit more challenging to get, you can get the jarred horseradish, but just be careful you don't get one full of rubbish. Yeah. But it's pretty pungent. And the wasabi. So now wasabi also contains a compound which I'm going to try and pronounce.
Okay.
Let me give it a crack. So 6-methylsulfonurhexocyanate.
Hexocyanate.
So 6-MSITC is another way for it. And that's a compound that has anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Wow. And so that's also going to be, helping with the oxidative stress that comes along with COVID, and obviously the inflammation and that type of thing. And it also helps with neuroinflammation and memory. So there you go. So that's with wasabi. So horseradish, wasabi, turmeric. Turmeric's pretty easy to get now. You can get fresh turmeric root in a lot of places. Horseradish and wasabi a little less so, but it's still there. It's still available. So that's something you could get onto.
Wow.
Put it in your salad. So you just shave it. If you've got it in a jar, you could just spoon it, whack it on something. It clear out the sinuses. Block the
I'm feeling hot already just thinking about that.
That's right. So,
but it's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, if you can sort of block that replication, then that's going to be a beneficial a thing there as well. So So, yeah, it's a relatively easy thing that you can get onto.
Well, it's funny because in Chinese medicine, they have things called, these things that get cold, damp, and all this sort of stuff. And they're heating herbs.
Which
these
are hot
good.
and dry.
Yeah, which are typically good for colds, which are typically of a cold, damp nature.
That's right.
This is hot and drying, so it's the opposite of balance there.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's got scientific basis for it, but just that fact that you're warming your body, like cayenne peppers and these sorts of things. I think it's a fantastic one.
And they dry out all the mucus as well. There's a lot of mucus involved in that as well.
And the great thing about this, unlike drugs or even pharmaceuticals, is that the side effect of eating horseradish, turmeric and wasabi is good for you.
You might get a runny nose because you're clearing out your...
Screw your COVID. It's good for your body as well.
Exactly. And you're stopping the replication. So there you go. That's a
scientific home remedy for you.
It is.
Thought you were going to just say, I have a spoonful of honey and that'll be... No? Okay. But my first one is for me a home remedy.
Yeah.
And for you a home remedy. Yes. And for Matt a home remedy. But it's not... So it can be a home remedy. Okay. But it's really andrographis.
Oh, how did I know, Steve?
You knew it was going to be... Look, and I actually found a paper which they tested the most toxic thing against COVID-19. And guess what it was?
Andrographis.
Andrographicides. The andrographis in andrographicides. So that was shown to be the more cytotoxic. Look, again, is it a home remedy? Technically, no. But... as you know, I buy a tincture of it, a half litre, and I give you some, and I think I give Matt some too. Tastes like...
Oh, it tastes horrendous. And
we're not judging this on taste, are we? Because this would be last.
No, well, horseradish wasabi. They should love that sort of thing. No, it does taste horrendous. And I dosed up because you told me last week you had COVID and we were coming back to the office. So I dosed up on my andrographis for a week to make sure that I didn't get anything.
I'm totally virus-free now, by the way. I've had 2 tests. Yeah. This is published in the Virology Journal, and it says this, and I'll just read this quote for you. Andrographicides showed the highest selective index on SARS-CoV-2. So it was actually the most potent antimicrobial of this title of a paper called Effective of Herbal Compounds on Coronavirus, a systemic review and meta-analysis. So it's super duper potent. It's, as I said, we were talking about this is a home remedy.
I mean, for us it is, I guess, because we'd have it in the cupboard.
And if you haven't, this is one thing I'd get. If I was like, if you want to get, look, we don't sell it.
No, we don't.
So we're not flogging our own product here. Just get some of this stuff. If you get in capsule form, good, because it tastes better. Even the tablets taste rotten.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just
strong stuff.
It's strong.
Good for the liver as well. Good for digestion. So, which also, when you have COVID or any sort of virus, you sometimes don't feel like eating much. So it can actually help stimulate a bit of that digestive fire. So
a lot of people take cold and flu tablets, and unfortunately, the side effect of those is they have antihistamines, the nighttime ones, which constipate you, and they also have pseudoephedrine, which is an agent that it sort of dries up mucous membrane, so you get constipated as well with that.
Yeah.
So
that's not great.
It's
so this one can go the other way because it helps stimulate your liver and stimulate that acids and enzymes for digestion. So there you go.
Nice.
It's a good one, yeah.
It's a goodie. And we love it, but we don't love it, but we love it.
we don't love it. But
there's a staff member here, and I won't mention her name, but she bought a bottle for herself. Remember, I think you got it for her.
Yeah, I got it for her,
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I know. She was going overseas, I think, and she wanted to make sure she didn't get sick. Didn't take it with her, but she took it before she left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think hopefully she's still got some because it was half a litre, so it should last her a while.
Oh, yeah, she has got half a litre.
Yeah.
I've got it. I'm on to my second bottle from a few, so because I give it away.
I know you give it to everybody, Steve.
Yeah. I've got the flirt virus, so give it to every. Every time I mention the flirt virus,
oh no, great. Okay,
the flirt virus. Yeah, I know. Look, it's just an Omicron subvariant. So
it's just another thing. It's just another way of saying it, to be honest, to make it sound fancy.
It sounds more sexy than the other strains where they were Delta and all that crap. It sounded more scary. This sounds more
fun, doesn't it?
Sounds more
lighthearted.
Fun.
Yeah,
it's like
it's the lighthearted strain.
Would you rather call it the Epstein-Barr virus or the kissing disease?
True.
Same thing?
The same thing, yep.
So, or infectious mononucleosis is the other word for it. So, kissing disease.
Kissing disease, yeah.
Okay, what, number 2?
All right, my number 2. So this one is one of my personal favourites. Ooh. And I did this when I had COVID because I had COVID. I had COVID a year and a half ago and I ended up with long COVID
Yes.
About the last podcast that we did. But I really struggled to eat. I lost about 10 kilos. I lost a lot of weight.
You can't afford that.
Oh, well, can now, but I could. Then I did lose a lot of weight. But so I struggled to eat. My stomach, I just felt sick all the time. So, and I've used this remedy for lots of different things. So it's just like an old favorite. Stewed apples.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I love stewed apples anyway.
Apples increase acetic acid.
Yeah, there's so many actions for this. So
you go. I'm just, my brain just went highwire.
Yeah, I mean, this is a remedy for gut health, for natural medicine for gut health. And who doesn't have apples at home? Most people have apples at home.
You've got apples at work too, Nick.
I do. You always bring me an apple, Steve. I love apples. I used to have an apple addiction. I used to eat 7 apples a day.
Oh my
years
God.
and years ago. I ended up with an intolerance. I couldn't eat apples for a long time.
Apples are good for you, but don't eat 7. I think
don't eat 7.
That's the limit,
I eat 1 a day now. Sometimes 2.
And Pink Lady's your favourite.
Pink Ladies are my favourite.
That's what I bought you in.
Yeah, I like the red-skinned apples, but green, red, it doesn't really matter.
So what's the skin got to do with apples?
Well, they're full of pectin for one, and polyphenols. Yeah. So polyphenols, there's a few different reasons why the stewed apples are going to be really good for you. So rich in polyphenols, we all know about polyphenols. So they inhibit the growth of more pathogenic bacteria in the gut, and they enhance the growth of beneficial bacteria. Which is important because, and if you go back to our last COVID podcast, the long COVID, we talked about how the gut is involved. And the virus can actually wipe out or significantly reduce the bifidobacterium species, which are very important for your gut health.
Yeah.
So this is, so having the polyphenols can help to sort of increase those beneficial bacteria again while sort of inhibiting some of the growth of some of those more pathogenic ones. So that's one reason. They're rich in soluble fibre, so that's therefore prebiotic. So therefore, again, they're feeding that beneficial bacteria in the gut, increasing those bifidobacterium species that can be lost or reduced from COVID. So that's that one. And this is the one I love. They're high in quercetin.
Oh.
Yeah. So
did I put that? No.
You didn't put it. Okay.
You've almost made the list.
So quercetin's one of my favourites. I've talked about quercetin quite a lot. It's very good to inhibit mast cell degranulation. Which we've talked about previously. One of the chemicals is histamine, and then histamine can cause a lot of issues for people with COVID. Did with me. So quercetin can blunt that. If you don't have a quercetin in your supplement cabinet, apples a really rich source of quercetin. So you're also getting the quercetin there, which is helping to reduce those mast cell degranulation. And then stewed apples increase immune tolerance. Yeah, so that basically means they help the immune system to react to things that they should react to. And then not to things that shouldn't. So foods and things that sort of blunts that a little bit. They have extra. So when the apples are stewed, they release extra pectin, and that's a type of fibre again. So it's good a prebiotic fibre. So that's why I love them. They're easy to eat, when they're stewed as well. They're very easy to digest, and they're warm. So they're warm in your stomach when you don't feel very well, giving a little bit of nutrient, a little bit of carbohydrate. And then if you want a double whammy, add some cinnamon.
No, I was going to say it tastes nice with cinnamon always.
Tastes nice with cinnamon. So cinnamon contains cyanidins. I'm having one of those days.
You're talking about a lot of cyanide here.
Cyanide. I know a lot of cyanide.
Now, cyanide on its own is CN-, which is it'll kill you.
Yeah.
Cyanide capsules in, Nuremberg trials.
Well, that's how the spies killed themselves, isn't it? They took their cyanide.
Cyanide capsules. It stops the electron transfer chain because it stops electrons being transferred. So it literally stops your life.
Yeah.
But we're talking like cyanide in foods is not that bad for you. In fact, there's a vitamin B12, which has got cyanide in it.
Yeah. Cyanocobalamin, if anyone's heard of that.
Cyanocobalamin.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a pretty colour. It's about that colour.
It is.
Red. Because cyan's red.
Yeah.
But isn't that incredible? Yeah, cinnamon.
So that protects, so those procyanidins, they protect the ACE2 receptor sites from the virus from entering them. So that's with cinnamon. And cinnamon is also antimicrobial as well. So that's a double whammy. And I lived on stewed apples for probably 5 days when I was sick. I'd get up and have stewed apples with some cinnamon, a little bit of protein powder in there as well, just some protein. But yeah, stewed apples is a really good one if you're not feeling well and you're still going to get the benefit, the quercetin, still going to work on that gut health, and make you feel good.
So cinnamon, nutmeg, you could add to it too.
Could add a bit of nutmeg. I've got a funny nutmeg story.
Tell us a funny nutmeg.
My mum listens to all of these, so she's probably going to. She doesn't care. She loves it when I bag her out.
Really?
Yes. So she
now you better explain. Your mum's got some health issues.
Well, not really. She's blind.
Oh, not really. Yeah, I was going to say that. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's blind. But she used to get up and do her oats. She used to work in the city in Melbourne, but she lived in the country. So she used to get up at like 3 a.m. and have to get herself ready to go. And she'd have oats and she'd sprinkle a bit of cinnamon on them and cook them. And she was running late one day and she's feeling through the cupboard to get the cinnamon out and she got the wrong one out. She got nutmeg out by mistake and she shook it and the lid came off and it all went in. And she's like, I don't have time to get it all out, so I'll just eat it. So she ate it. So nutmeg is toxic in high doses.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. So she went to work and she's at work and she's like sitting there and I laugh. But she started sweating and feeling really nauseous.
Oh, my God.
And so anyway, long story, they ended up calling the ambulance for her. She had nutmeg toxicity.
Is she the only person ever to get sick from nutmeg?
I don't know, probably. No, my mum.
Your poor mother.
I love my mum, but she's funny. She's good for a laugh.
Well, you've told us some other things you did to your poor mum.
She thinks it's hilarious. So
really?
Anyway, yeah. So
I'm not brave enough to joke about a blind person.
my mum tells the best blind jokes you'll ever come across. She loves it. Yeah.
I know one blind joke and it's wildly inappropriate. Well, it's pretty inappropriate. He's got his finger on the button. You know, it's like, and it's an old one. Have you seen Stevie Wonder's new piano?
Oh, this is one of my mum's favourite jokes.
Really?
I swear it is.
Well, can you say it? Because I don't want to get the emails.
I can't remember the punchline.
Oh, and you go, no, you haven't. You say, well, neither has he.
That's right, yeah. That's one of her.
Is that bad or is that like?
No, she tells that one a lot. Anyway, I don't know how we got onto that. Oh, because you said you put a bit of nutmeg on there.
Yeah.
So just don't put too much.
Yeah, because we know what happens.
You can put a fair bit of cinnamon.
So ambulance called, went to hospital. What happened?
Yeah, I can't remember that. Oh, she survived, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, she's here. I don't really know what happened after that. I can't remember. I don't know.
Care.
I might have tuned out.
Mum's hospital, don't care.
The funny part was over, so I just tuned out. No, she was fine. Yeah,
oh my God.
Maybe they give some charcoal or something. I don't know.
Charcoal.
I don't know. Some binders.
You know, the gag where she wakes up from and go, oh my God, I can't see. Oh, that's right, I'm blind.
Yeah.
Sorry, apologies.
So don't overdo this. The nutmeg, but cinnamon. I used to do a big teaspoon, heap teaspoon of cinnamon. Some people love cinnamon. I love it. Some people don't. Look, also good for blood sugar regulation.
Yeah.
So many different things, cinnamon. So pairing cinnamon and stewed apples together, just a really good home remedy when you're not feeling well. As I said, with COVID, very good for the gut. The quercetin helps with to reduce the mast cell degranulation.
Have you seen people do the cinnamon challenge?
No. Oh, God, no. What do they do?
They get a spoon. They get a spoonful of cinnamon, like a spoon, not a teaspoon, spoonful, and they do it all in one hit.
Oh,
and
dry.
It causes massive irritations. And
why do you do that?
Oh, what do you mean?
Why
do you do that?
Yeah.
Jeez, why do you learn guitar?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is interesting. It's kind of seed.
Yeah.
It's called Nigella sativa.
Oh, it's one of my favourites.
I know.
I love Nigella. Yeah.
Now
I was going to put Nigella in there, actually.
Really?
I didn't. Yeah.
It's kind of a home remedy, but it's kind of also something you can get as a.
Yeah.
So it's a hybrid.
It's also culinary.
Yeah, it's culinary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's a really good one. It's very potently antiviral, really good agent for and also inhibits interleukin-6.
Yes.
Now, interleukin-6 is an inflammatory marker that goes in your liver and you spew out this stuff called C-reactive protein. It's a common blood test people get. Actually, a family member got sick about a week ago and her CRP, it should be from 5 to 0, was 384.
Wow.
Hospital.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Hospital.
Wow. Just anything over your hundreds and you're pretty in a bad way.
50 is considered severe.
Ooh, that's not good.
So, and on her release date, she was dropped down to 190.
Dropped down to 190.
I mean, I remember mine was 5 and the doc said, oh, it's slightly elevated. And I said, oh, yeah. Well, I can't remember what it was, some injury I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 5's up there.
5's bad. I mean, I like to see them at 0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
380. I've never heard one higher.
No, I've never.
I asked Beck, wife nurse, and she said, oh, yeah, I've seen him in ICU like that. And it's like,
oh,
yeah,
wow,
exactly.
ICU, great.
Exactly. It's the intensive care unit
and
for those
your family members, they've got released, so they're okay.
She's getting better. She's still on the mend.
Ooh, wow.
If she got something worse than my little piss you out COVID. So, but yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So Nigel, so it knocks out interleukin-6, so it's anti-inflammatory. So yes, it kills the virus and it boosts the immune system, but it makes you feel better by reducing inflammation.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, you love it too, I know.
I love it too. And you can get it, like I think I've said in the past, in a grinder. So, and I've got it, and this is another one, you can leave it in your cupboard at home, so it can be a home remedy, and you just grind it onto foods and things. And you can also get the oil. It's really readily available, the black seed oil.
Yeah.
It tastes not good. It's very bitter, but it's very good for the liver as well. But it's one of my go-tos for histamines, which you can have histamine issues with COVID. So,
Of course you can.
yeah, it's a good antimicrobial as well.
Wow.
Flaxseed. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's one of those ones that I'm a big fan of. And it's one that we weren't really taught in school. We were talking about Echinacea angustifolia, and we were talking about Hydrastis canadensis, golden seal. And, we were talking about eyebright for the mucus and all this sort. So we learned about those things, and I haven't included any of those.
No. Well, I haven't done any herbs, really.
I mean, I suppose... You see, there's a guy I know called Kerry Bone.
Kerry Bone. He's like the father of natural medicine.
He's a legend, and we love him, and he loves echinacea. So based on that alone, with a brain like that.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Still practicing. I think he's in his 80s, or is he 80? He might be 80.
He's getting upset with
he's
you.
I
think he's in his 70s. I don't know. I always thought he was about 20 years
Maybe
older than me.
He's not. But he's amazing. Amazing brain. I've seen him many times in seminars.
Yeah.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Very, very intelligent.
He's one of the smartest men in our industry. Yeah. Well, certainly the smartest herbalist I know in the world. There you go.
There you go.
And he loves echinacea.
Loves it, yeah.
So I'm sort of like going, you're reluctant to knock it out when you've got the smartest man in the world.
That's right.
Oh, you're up to you, aren't we?
We are up to me. So my next one, and look, a lot of people would have this in their cupboard as well, coconut oil.
I got that in my cupboard.
Yep, I got it in my cupboard too.
And I'm a boring, no chef thinger, but I go coconut oil.
Yeah, most people, coconut oil was the biggest craze and health thing back in the day, coconut oil, wasn't it?
And isn't it funny because, this podcast is not on saturated fat and heart disease, but coconut oil is the richest source of saturated fat.
Yeah.
And it's funny how now it's like a health food.
Yes.
Because when I was trained, saturated fat would kill you in 33 seconds.
Yep.
And now it's like, well, there's a bit more to it than that.
Yes.
But it's a saturated fat. And if you see it in your cupboard, it's probably solid as a rock now, like mine would be, because it's saturated.
Yeah, exactly.
But tell us about it.
So it contains lauric acid and monourelin, which both have antiviral activity.
Wow.
So they help to decompose or sort of break down the virus membrane.
Yes.
You break down the membrane and the virus becomes exposed and you can kill it. So coconut oil is really good for that. So a teaspoon of coconut oil, you can down it, you can put it in, cook with it, do whatever you want with it. But everyone has that in their cupboard. I used to do oil pulling with it. Oil pulling back in the day.
Oh, those things. Yeah, oil
but
pulling.
I still tell clients that have dental issues or, bacteria or bad teeth, bad tooth or ulcer or anything going on or wisdom teeth issues, infections, to oil pull with coconut, and it works every time. Not that this is for oil pulling.
Were you in the office when I'd bring little brownies in the office? Were you here?
Brownies, I used to bring the brownies in, yeah.
Well, they were mainly made from coconut oil.
Yeah, coconut oil. Yeah, really, and it's utilised as energy a lot better than some others.
Can't store it on your butt.
No,
or
exactly.
Your gut.
Yeah, and that's why it's a good source of sort of energy. And they give it for thyroid, which it doesn't cure your thyroid. It doesn't fix your thyroid. No. If you've got thyroid issues with those, say just put coconut oil. But antiviral activity, and it breaks down that virus membrane. So that's another one. If you've got it home in the cupboard, get into a little bit of coconut oil.
You can eat
Don't overdo it because you might end up
with the shits.
With the runs. Yes.
Say it.
The runs. You said it.
But the runs might help you because it can be bound up by COVID.
Well, that's true, particularly if you're not eating much either or your gut's not great. So a bit of coconut oil. So you know what? So I might pull it all together at the end, but you could even do like a stir fry. Actually, no, because I've got one more ingredient. So we'll talk about that. And then I'll put it all together. You can make a dish out of it.
Ooh. And we're up to me?
It's up to you.
Mine's a home remedy. I'm going to call it a home remedy because people have this in their cupboard, I think. Well, not many. I do, but I'm weird. Licorice.
Yes.
Licorice tea.
Now, I was going to say, do you have what sort of licorice do you have in the cupboard? The licorice straps or the licorice?
Well, no. It's a beauty. It can make into a beautiful tea.
Yeah.
That's antiviral.
I was going to put licorice on mine, lucky.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, but then I thought, not something you'd have in stock standard.
It's not something that every man and his dog would have in his kitchen, but it tastes good. So, when you're sick and you just want something to taste good, then this is a really good one. So if you're going to have a licorice tea, I mean, got to remember, you could even put some of the coconut oil in there.
But you could.
You could thicken it up with that. And that coconut taste. But licorice is a bit of both. It's a bit of herbalisty stuff. And we give it for things like lung complaints and that, but we give it for bowel complaints. And we don't want too much of it because it increases your blood pressure. But really, just get into that as a hot drink, as tea. And I think you can. It's antiviral. Studies have got papers here on it as being antiviral. So, there was a beautiful paper published in the European Journal of Medical Research and traditional herbs against COVID-19, back to old weapons to combat new pandemic. I love that title. And licorice featured heavily in that one.
Yeah, licorice is a great one.
Look, it's really, really good. Ayurvedic medicines throughout here too. So there's lots of good everything in there. But that is a really good paper that I got that info on. And I knew it anyway because licorice we used to give for colds and flus.
Oh, yeah. It's a great demulcent, which means it helps to protect the mucous membranes and reduce the inflammation, stop irritation. So people are coughing a lot, be good for that sort of anti-inflammatory effect and sort of reduce that irritation on the mucous membranes from the coughing. So, it's really good for that.
There's another chemical that and one of the reasons why I didn't get COVID too bad, and I never have in the last 2 or 3 times I've had it, it's because I've got naturally high levels of a chemical called calcitonin genilated peptide, which makes me prone to headaches, cluster headaches, all this crap. But it's protective against COVID. In fact, when you COVID, it increases that chemical in response.
Yeah.
Interesting, eh?
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah.
So it's really COVID is a fascinating virus because it's the most bloody tested virus on the planet now.
It is, yeah.
I was looking at the literature coming in here and there's so much stuff to it.
Yeah.
But licorice is a really good one.
Yeah, I do like it. A lot of people don't like licorice. I don't understand it. So I give licorice a lot in clinic.
Do you?
But a lot of people don't like it. So then I can't use it. So
just tell them to suck it up.
I know, but it's got these great licorice chews. They're very good for the gut. Very good for H. pylori as well.
Right.
Licorice. If you've got H. pylori, it's
Helicobacter pylori for those playing at home.
Yep. So lots of different things.
The thing that causes ulcers will,
Yeah, any ulcerations, I use deglycerized licorice, so anyone that has high blood pressure can still have the DGL licorice because it had that compound taken out that does impact your blood pressure.
Okay.
So, licorice is a good one. I like that one, Steve.
I like that one. As I said, it's pretty,
Yeah.
All right, so what do you got?
All right, so my next one is, now there's a couple of different foods that contain this that I'm going to talk about, but one that they've shown that contains the most, it's a type of lectin.
Lectin.
Yeah, so
now, hang on. Lectins are going to kill me, aren't they? Remember that?
Well, I know. Lectins are going to kill us. So plant lectins are like a carbohydrate binding protein that are found in all plants and animals. So there's lots of different types of lectins, right? So some plant lectins have antiviral actions. And they've sort of found one in particular, and it's a mannose-specific lectin that has anti-coronavirus properties.
Oh, shit.
So the most antiviral lectin against SARS-CoV was the mannose-specific plant lectin and found in leeks.
Leeks?
Yeah, leeks.
I like leeks.
Yeah, leeks are great. So, part of the Allicin family, the garlic family.
Yeah.
The garlic has it a little bit as well, but the leeks seem to have the highest amount of it.
And you can eat a lot of them.
You can eat heaps of them. So, and the other thing they found it really high in, which is a little bit harder to get, is nettle, stinging nettle. So, not so easy to get in this country, fresh nettle. So, I'm sure you can get it somewhere.
Nettle teas, I think people.
Yeah, you can get nettle tea is really good as well. Yeah. But I'm sort of thinking, maybe you got a leek in your fridge as well. The old
nothing worse.
Leek
You have to
under
call
my
a plumber.
sink.
Yeah,
I know that old chestnut. Leeks. So what you can do, and this is where I'll pull it all together. I've still got two more, but I'll pull it all together. You could make like a chicken soup.
Yes.
We all know the benefits of chicken soup when you're sick, right? So you could fry off some leeks or saute some leeks in some coconut oil.
Oh, yeah.
Then you put in your chicken broth, and obviously the broth is very good for the gut and all that sort of thing as well. And then you could put in your turmeric
Yep.
And you could put in a little bit of horseradish and wasabi.
Oh, wow.
Put in some veggies and things like that if you want to as well. Make a big soup up, and then look at that. You've got all your antiviral, you've got your, your mano-specific lectins that help block the SARS COVID virus. You've got your antiviral coconut oil. So, and if you're not feeling well, what's better than a bit of soup? You just don't want anything else to eat, and you're getting all the benefits.
And you have a warm tea afterwards, licorice tea?
Licorice tea, yeah. So leeks, everybody.
This poor COVID virus doesn't stand a chance.
Doesn't. See, food is medicine. I love it. We forget about it. We forget about this stuff.
I forget about this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, I printed this off for you, but I didn't read it. I purposely
didn't
didn't.
read it. Yeah.
So this is a surprise to me, and you're absolutely right. That's a good one. The leeks.
Yeah. So
they're everywhere.
Get some leeks happening. I like leeks in soup. They're great.
Yeah.
Leek soup. Or do they do something in leek soup? What do they pair it with? I can't remember.
Don't ask me. I'm not Gordon Ramsay.
No. I'm on the soup train at the moment, having lots of soups.
Are you?
Because they're easy. Because you just chuck everything. I'd chuck everything in there, boil it up with some stock, and then blitz it and make a blended soup. It's so good, and I just leave it in the fridge. Just have it for meals, and it's great. Easy way to get all your veggies in.
Put some in for us. Yum.
Yeah. There you go.
Nice. God, that's a good one. Leek. Why didn't I think of that? My fourth one's been talked about already a bit.
Oh,
but it's turmeric.
Yeah.
Now, all right, antiviral, all that crap, boost the immune system, drying herb, heating herb, all that stuff. Anti-inflammatory. So this will make you feel better.
Yeah.
Which is what you want.
Yeah.
Because 99% of the time, the COVID virus is not going to cause any dramas. You've just got to get rid of it, clear it, get rid of the symptoms. So yes, this will help kill the virus, but it's anti-symptomatic.
Yes.
So I've aimed it for that way. So, do people have capsules of turmeric at home? Maybe. Someone's taking for arthritis or joint thing. But yeah, also it's of course a home remedy.
Yeah, well, you can get it fresh.
Yeah.
I said pretty easy to get fresh now.
Very easy.
Yeah. Great into things.
Pretty tasty too when it's on its own.
Yeah, see, I don't like it.
Really?
I don't like turmeric.
I used to drink it, the tincture, like the 1-to-1.
Yeah, even fresh turmeric, I just don't like it. Sadly. But I do put it in things. Just cover up
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
In curries, what about in things like the...
Nah. See, I like the ginger, whereas you don't like ginger.
No, I don't like ginger.
No. Whereas I love ginger.
I was going to put ginger in here, but it's not that. It didn't make the cut.
No, it didn't make the cut. Turmeric, yeah. I mean, look, we've talked about turmeric.
It's a bitter. It's weird with ginger for me. You drink it and your mouth's dry. My mother-in-law loves it. And I used to keep ginger beers for her when she came over.
Oh.
Nice son-in-law, aren't I?
You are a nice son-in-law, Steve. Wow.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. No, you're a nice son-in-law. So turmeric. Yeah, turmeric's great. Yeah. Well, we know for so many different things.
As I said, we've got it for COVID, but it's good for everything else too.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, I know we spoke about it a bit. So what do you got?
All right, my next one, and I think that, and I've talked about this a lot on podcasts, and I think everybody should have this in their cupboard all the time.
What's
because
that?
It's just such a great remedy. Slippery elm powder.
Oh my God.
I love it.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I love it. I do recommend it a lot to clients. I use it a lot. I've started using it on my dog recently, actually. He gets a bit of slippery elm now as well.
Does he?
He had to have antibiotics, so he had to have slippery elm and some probiotics to slippery elm. But, so I love it because a few different reasons. It's a demulcent, just like licorice, so the same type of action.
Soothes,
someone who has quite a significant cough and they've got irritated mucous membranes, it helps to coat them and soothe them and reduce the inflammation. And it's a prebiotic. So again, it's helping to encourage, and it specifically encourages the growth of bifidobacterium species, which is what is knocked out in COVID.
That's the good one.
Yeah. So so that's really good for helping the gut. It contains phenolic compounds as well. So they're antioxidants. So antioxidants, obviously, when you've got high oxidative stress, you want to get more antioxidants in there as well. It's also a nutritive as well. It's got some carbohydrates in there. So if you can't eat, it can be really good for that as well. But I just think that's just such a good one. And, you could even chuck it in your soup. It doesn't really taste of anything.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And it thickens it up.
Yeah, it does. It thickens things up. So, but yeah, slippery elm powder is another good one, particularly if you've got the really irritation and the gut stuff. So it'll help to counter that loss of the bifidobacterium that the COVID knocks out.
Wow.
Get into your slippery elm. And you can't overdose on slippery elm. You can have loads of it. When I say loads of it, don't take a whole packet at once, but you can have a big heaped teaspoon 3-4 times a day make up a gruel, or what do they call it?
Sludgy thing. Yeah. I used to put some of that slippery elm in. I blended it up with blueberries and protein powder in the olden days.
Yeah, I put cyprium in my smoothie every morning, just a little bit.
Oh,
I don't put loads because it also can block the absorption of some things because it coats sort of the lining of your gut. So, don't have heaps of it and then have a medication, for instance, like take it away from medications because it may inhibit the absorption a little bit. But if you're not having medications, chuck a little bit in your smoothie, or have a little bit just in some water and down it between meals. Or if you can't eat because your throat's sore and your stomach's not feeling great, have a little bit of slippery elm.
It's a good one. See, I wouldn't have thought of that.
No, I love it.
It's absolutely awesome. Was that your fifth one?
No, I got one more.
Oh, you got one more.
Yeah.
So why have I got?
I don't know. Have I got 6 maybe? Wait, let me count. Let me see. I've got 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, it was. I've got 6, Steve. I cheated. Sorry.
No, let her go first.
I get a bonus.
Never again.
I've just got a bonus.
None of this woman's lib shit anymore. We go. I'm going first next time. No. All right, well, that's good. You'll finish off and you'll start off.
All right, well, I'll finish off. So
we still get paid the same for this, even though she did 6 and 5. Jesus.
I do work. Okay, so this is my next one.
Oh, you want to go? Okay.
Oh, have you got one more? No,
yeah, I've got one more.
Oh, sorry. What are you going on about, Steve?
Because
I started. Okay, I have to have the last word.
It's like
no,
what's that? There's a famous saying. What is it? We're going to work as a team and do things my way.
That's my motto.
It's like, it reminds you of that. It's like,
yeah.
I'm going to get the last word in here.
I'll let you go, Steve. You go.
Now, this one's a mixture again, a hybrid one.
Okay.
But elderberry, Sambuca nigra.
Oh, yeah, love it. Yeah.
Again, I lent on the studies a bit. Because it's very good for that. It's very good for flus too. So most people, if you're sick, you don't know what you've got. Yeah. This is antimicrobial. It's anti-inflammatory, super antioxidant rich, so it'll reduce inflammation.
Yeah.
So I love this one. And it has been tested on colds and flus as well. So you got a COVID, cold, flu. It's something you should keep at home, I think. I think it's a really important one to have. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I love elderberry. And you can buy the berries. So anywhere that you buy loose teas, loose herbs for teas, you can buy the berries. So you can make up a tea if you don't want to get the supplement or you can't get the supplement. Really great. It's really great for the immune system, really great for viral infections. It's one of the go-tos for COVID was elderberry.
Yeah. And what, and so I had to throw it in this list here.
Yeah. No, it's a very good
so it's a really good one. And yeah, it has been tested for colds and flus. And, there's studies on it reducing the severity and incidence of colds and flus. And remember, the influenza virus, influenza A particularly, is much more potent than COVID virus.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about COVID today, but, if you get that, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Influenza B and C aren't too bad, but influenza A.
I've had that once. It was horrendous.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I have had it once, yeah.
I think I've had it once.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Within the beginning, it was pretty much started like the COVID virus. It's the COVID virus when I got that, horrendous. I got up and felt a bit not great, not right. And then by the time I put my gym gear on to walk up the back to the gym, I got to the gym and I sat on the bench and went, my lower back's a little bit sore. My lower back's aching a little bit. By the time I thought and stood up, my knees started hurting, and then every joint. And I literally had to just about crawl back. I was in that much pain, head to toe joint pain. Wow. Within half an hour, it hit me.
Yeah, but you're pretty old though. So
I am old. Yep, that's true. That is very true. Thanks, Steve. I'm nearly as old as you.
Oh, no. Imagine saying that. Oh, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
No. I started it.
So what did we talk about? Oh, the flu. Yeah. So it sounded very similar to COVID. Yeah. It was a long time ago. I can't remember what else happened.
My COVID experience was pretty wussy. I mean, it's nothing to write home about. But, I just woke up with a blocked nose and then went to the gym and came home and thought, this thing, I'll be fine, whatever it is. And then I went for a swim and did laps of the pool, came out, and I thought, I'm still a bit stuffy in the head. Normally that'll clean me out. So that's when I tested myself, and it's like, you shit of a bloody virus.
Yeah.
Got me again. So
and some people are still getting quite sick. I've had a friend recently who got quite sick from it. So some people still are getting sick.
They should have got the flirt virus. Tell them that. Because the flirt one.
Well, yeah, they should have got the flirt virus. I don't know what virus I had, but I've spoke about this, I think, in the last, but I was sick for about 7 weeks. Well, I was significantly ill for 7 weeks and then continued on for a couple of months of just symptoms, why the long COVID stuff. But yeah, horrendous. And that's why I was living on stewed apple and some of these other things, broths and things like that, because that's all I could take. But they definitely did help.
Wow. Yeah,
so
remarkable.
I have one more.
Go for it.
I've got my bonus one then.
What's your bonus one?
So, Four Thieves vinegar.
Oh, we used to have that at work around here, didn't we?
Yeah. So this is a really cool, got a really cool backstory.
Yeah, tell us the backstory.
Yeah, Four Thieves vinegar, and you can also get Four Thieves. It's like in an essential oil.
Oil, yeah. Yeah. That's what we used to have around the office.
Yeah. So this is a vinegar, and look, there's different recipes and things now, but I'll tell you what the original recipe is, and then I'll tell you sort of how we can make up our own. So this is kind of the story behind it. It's
when I was a kid.
Cool story. Yeah, really cool story. And there's different versions, I suppose. But according to legend, they say, the vinegar of Four Thieves came from a specific combination of herbs used by 4 thieves during the bubonic plague.
Yep.
Bubonic plague.
When I was a kid, yeah.
Yeah, when you were a kid, yes. Can't know how you survived it, Steve.
Oh, it's tough those days, you know.
Yeah. So there's 4 thieves. One of them apparently was a herbalist. I don't know why the herbalist is being a thief. But anyway. So they'd rob the homes and they'd also rob the bodies of these people that have died because they were dead. So they would go around and rob them. And they eventually, the police caught them and all that sort of stuff, and they went to trial. And they said, well, how come you didn't die? Like this was just killing everybody. You didn't die. And they said, well, we used this remedy. And so the legend goes that they were released in return for giving up the recipe.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, and this is the original recipe, which we won't be doing, but this is the original recipe.
Yep.
So 3 pints of strong white vinegar, handful of each of wormwood, meadowsweet, wild marjoram and sage, 50 cloves, 2 ounces of campanola roots, which I don't know, 2 ounces of angelica, rosemary, horehound, and 3 large measures of camphor. So
I get that.
Going to
they sound antimicrobial to me.
Oh, mate, like a lot of. I mean, we use a lot of that stuff still. Like obviously, wormwood, artemisia. We use meadowsweet. We use cloves. We use all that sort of thing. So you place it all in a container for 15 days and let it all sort of, mix together, strain it, put it in a bottle, and then they would rub it on their hands, rub it on their ears, put it on, in a handkerchief, put it up over their nose whenever they were going near the plague victims. and they didn't get the plague. So
the lesson of that, if you want to rob someone with the bubonic plague,
make sure you get some Four Thieves vinegar.
And remember, the plague was spread by little fleas on rats. So,
okay,
I mean, it's
I
like...
wasn't there, Steve.
I was there. I was only a kid, though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
We used to play with the bodies and the dead.
Yeah,
no,
well, you obviously had the Four Thieves.
Yeah, the Four Thieves going on.
Yeah.
No, look, it's an amazing remedy because... And I love the backstory and, it's like... But if they said, I winked at a mirror 3 times and, spun around once...
Well, you knew that remedy too, Steve. We both
it's like that's... That I wouldn't believe it, but that one I'd believe.
Yeah, and so the modern version, and there's a few different versions, but amazing. And you can take this version, not the other version with the camphor and things, probably wouldn't take it internally.
What's the modern version?
But the modern version you can take internally, and it's a little bit like fire tonic. I don't know if people know much about fire tonic, but that got around for a while, and it had, again, actually that would be a good one too, horseradish, super strong garlic, that sort of thing. But this one, you get your apple cider vinegar. We all know how good apple cider vinegar is, so many different things. Garlic, so you get some garlic cloves as well. As many as you like, the more the better.
Yeah.
Rosemary, so, a lot of people have rosemary in the garden. So it's an antioxidant, it's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, it's anti-cancer, that sort of thing. Clove, so put some clove in there as well. Again, antioxidant, antimicrobial. Sage.
Yep.
So very good for throats, very good for chest, that sort of stuff.
It almost made my list.
Yeah, there you go. Sage is great. Thyme, talked about thyme before.
It's Thymus vulgaris, not
Thymus
just
vulgaris.
not watch time.
Yeah,
just in case people are going, what? Why do they care about thyme? Thymus vulgaris.
Cinnamon, which we talked about, really good for COVID, and juniper berries. anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antibacterial. So you put all that in the apple cider vinegar and you just let it sit in there, put it in a jar, do the lid up, and you just let it sitting in the cupboard. So for the next time that you get sick, you can down a little bit of that. I guarantee it'll be super strong.
God,
you can also put it
taste.
on your hands. You can put it in a spray bottle, spray it on your hands to disinfect your hands. Or if you're out, again, you can, if you have to wear a mask, you can spray it on the mask. So, because we know how well masks work. So, spray it on the mask.
Studies on that are very questionable. Let me tell you.
So,
yeah, I mean, that's a good one. I mean, I used to gargle time as a singer in the olden days.
Yeah.
And it really helps because I get throat infections all the time.
Yeah.
This is kill them.
Yeah.
It was
That
weird.
story that you've got to went up a bit another tone or something.
I think I went up 3 semitones.
There you go.
A semitone is like a fret on the guitars, so they've got 6 strings and you've got these lines going that way. And the big thing's called the fret, the long thing. And each one of those things is a tone. Do, 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 do. And, I went up 3 of those.
There you go, with the time.
And I haven't lost it. I can still sing fairly high these days. I'm no Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So there you go. So that's a really good one. You can just keep it. And look, apple cider vinegar in general you should always have some of that in your cupboard for so many different reasons.
Oh, yeah.
But if you make up, get a lot of people would have, you could have rosemary in the garden, thyme in the garden, cloves. Some people have in their spice rack, cinnamon in the spice rack, sage, maybe a bit harder, juniper berries. They're very readily available.
Yep.
Mix it all up and put it in a jar with your apple cider vinegar and your garlic, and then take a bit of that and knock anything out.
I think we've got this thing licked. I mean, between us, even if you got a few of these, and Nick's are probably better than mine, actually.
Well, not necessarily. It's just that there might be something readily available. So if you're home, you're not feeling great,
Yep.
and you're like, well, you can always ring up the online supermarkets, as I do now. I do online deliveries.
Do you?
I love it.
I didn't know that.
I live somewhere where we don't have a
that's
supermarket close by, so I get the delivery. But get some apples.
And here I am going to the shops like a sucker.
Yeah, get some leeks.
Yeah.
Get some apple cider vinegar. You can get apple cider vinegar readily available in the supermarkets now. Get your horseradish and your wasabi and your turmeric, your coconut oil. You can get that from the supermarket
that's easy,
as well.
yeah.
Cyprian might be a little bit harder to get from the supermarket.
But you can get in on the way home, go to the pharmacy and get a few other things.
Yeah, and just have them sitting in your house. And if you get COVID or any viral infection, it's winter now, they can be really helpful.
It is
and they're
winter
just
now.
a good old food as medicine, simple, basic.
Good on you, Nick. It works. Well, I think that's all we've got time for, all the studies and that. And then we've got some great remedies there to take home and keep them at home because you wake up with COVID like I did for no reason. I didn't go to a big rave the night before and it's just like I just wake up with like, where they come from, don't care.
Yeah.
It's just you get it. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you all next week, Nick, and we've got some other cool top 5s too, haven't we?
We do, yeah.
Yes. All right. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.